Hey guys, well, I'm at my favorite local sporting goods store, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a test today. And I am not that good of a bladed jig fisherman. I want to get better. In fact, I know it's going to be really good. Bladed jigs are going to be, I've already tested a little bit. You saw some of my previous videos on the Mississippi River. It's going to be just a great option, of course, for smallmouth, but typically what I do is I fish a spinnerbait. But I just know, I've seen how great bladed jigs can be, so I just want to become a better bladed jig fisherman. But the problem is, I love Berkley stuff so much, the power bait, particularly for smallmouth. And I know they got this Slobber Knocker bladed jig, but I also know that the original ChatterBait, you know, just ChatterBaits in general are really, really good. And I'm kind of curious if they vibrate more. Does the Slobber Knocker not vibrate more? So what I'm going to do today, I need to pick some up. I need to pick up some Slobber Knockers and some ChatterBaits. We're going to test them. This is going to be very unscientific, but we're going to see if, you know, if this is going to be my opinion, but what's going to be better, okay? I got a day to just kind of test. Do I like the Slobber Knocker more? It's got that power bait built in, or do I like the vibration of that original ChatterBait? So let's go in, let's buy some stuff, and then we'll head out to the river. All right, so we're gonna get a comparably priced ChatterBait. So these are $10, these EVOs. So we're gonna get two 3/8 ounce ChatterBait Elite EVOs. All right, and I've got trailers already for everything. And then over here we've got white and chartreuse 3/8 ounce Slobber Knockers. So that will be the Berkley and Z-Man facing off. How you doing?
All right.
Good.
45.
Is that amazing for 4 lures? Times sure have changed. But it's my fault, don't get me wrong, it's my fault. I think you know, I feel the need to expend that much on 4 lures.
Buy a 20-ounce pop and a candy bar and $7.
Yeah. Let's do this. All right, well, I've got my bag of goodies here, and I unloaded my truck, dropped my kayak in this beloved stretch of the Mississippi River, and immediately I have found a nice shaded area here because it is so blasted hot out right now. It is like 90 degrees out there. So if I was to go out there right now, all these GoPros would shut down. Wouldn't be a good thing. So just wanted to go through kind of unboxing of these you know, bladed jigs. And first we'll start out with this ChatterBait Elite EVO. So this is a $10 bait, and the Slobber Knocker that I bought is $1 more, so it's $11. So $10 bait, ChatterBait Elite EVO, highly evolved performance bladed jig, custom 5/0 heavy duty hook on there. This is 3/8 ounce, and on the back here it says, what does it say here? It says custom 5/0 heavy duty needlepoint black nickel hook, patented direct head to blade connection, and trademarked hex shaped chatter blade, hybrid molded split grip and wire trailer keeper, and highly detailed paint and skirt color schemes and lifelike 3D eyes. So this is white, and again, this is 3/8 ounce. I have had very limited experience really fishing chatterbaits, but what limited experience I've had hasn't been the greatest, at least with their weedless version. I actually had the blade come off of the chatterbait. It actually came off right here. So that was really my first time really fishing the bait, and the first fish that I hooked, this part right here where it connects with the let's call it the jig eye, the main part of the chatterbait. That thing just came off, and the only thing I could figure is that this eye was not completely closed. So that was a bad deal. Hopefully that has been remedied. That won't happen with this EVO. Notice that you've got a real substantial, like it said on the back of the packaging there, you have a real substantial keeper here. You have another keeper here. This is a real serious hook on here. I like the hook. I presume it's very sharp. It looks like the it's kind of a hand-tied skirt, sort of. It's very uniform throughout, and it's tied with, it looks like, just very thin wire. And I like that it says 3/8 ounce on the head there, and then you see on the chatterbait itself, on the blade, the original chatterbait, and really nice looking head there. I like the eyes. So really good looking bait. All right, here's the Berkley SlobberKnocker, and immediately they're promoting that it has power bait hand-tied silicone skirts, 3/8 ounce bladed jig, 4/0 Fusion 19 hook. This is a real meaty hook, and on the back here, sizable blade for increased flash and water disturbance, hard knocking sound, amplified rolling action, stout needlepoint Fusion 19 hook, Talon style keeper, locks bait into place, durable through head design. You'll see the design difference here in a second. Hand tied power bait silicone skirts. I'm a huge, and this is white and chartreuse, I'm a huge fan of power bait. I know that it works very early on in my fishing career, if you will. I just learned that smallmouth will actually be attracted to power bait, so I'm a big believer in it. So I like that this thing is made of, you know, the skirt's made of power bait. So immediately I want to, does it smell like power bait? I can't smell the power bait, the signature power bait smell yet, but some power bait doesn't smell, which is really, I mean, it has a smell, but it's not that signature kind of power bait smell. The interesting thing immediately is that this skirt is a different kind of skirt. It's actually sticking together. It's kind of, it's not melting together. You just have to, it looks like it's kind of melting together, but it's not. I don't know if heat's kind of doing that, but you definitely want to make sure all these strands are free. Now, if this touches the water, you know, all these things, all these strands might just come loose anyway, but I'm going to do it just by hand here. I've noticed that some skirts don't do this, so I don't know if this skirt or if this slobber knocker just got, you know, hotter than the rest or something. Then, you know, I mean, it could be a problem if heat kind of makes this happen, but it doesn't seem like it's affecting, you know, the skirt at all. It still seems pretty good. Now, if you notice, there's a little bit of a difference here. Maybe not, actually. I thought they're both kind of, well, this one's a little less fluffy, let's say, than this ChatterBait EVO. Okay, so this one isn't as bushy. I'm kind of losing ways to I'm having a hard time figuring out ways to describe the skirt here, but it's not, it's a little less let's just say bushy, man. I don't know. So I'm still working on getting these strands untied here from sticking to each other. Does not have a smell of power bait, and what I've found too with power bait, that some colors don't smell like, you know, aren't as smelly, and they don't actually smell like the typical power bait smell. So this white chartreuse does not smell at all. So immediately let's look at first the keeper here. A big keeper, just one, pretty much, if I can get this exposed here, just one you know, big keeper there. This looks like a beefier hook than the ChatterBait EVO. Let's check it out here. Looks like a little bit thicker thicker hook on the Slobber Knocker here. All right, and you'll notice the blade difference. What I like about the head here, it says to the size. This is 3/8 ounce. It's so handy to know instead of guessing. Is this a 3/8 ounce or is this a 1/2 ounce? You know, so I really like that manufacturers are doing that now. Notice the difference in the blade design. So you got this blade, and it runs right through the head. Let's call it the jig head. Runs right through there. It's a cool design. I mean, it looks really tough. You tie on right here. Okay, and let's just compare the two here. So this is the ChatterBait Elite EVO. Okay, and this is the Slobber Knocker. So both 3/8 ounce, and I would say that the Slobber Knocker has a much bigger blade on it. And interesting, so this is going to be the biggest deal here with what is a better bladed jig. How much movement is this blade making? Because this is really where it's at with a bladed jig. It's that crazy bladed jig vibration, right? And so you want that thing to be as free as possible. Now you can see the motion here. This has a lot more motion, I would say. Well, I shouldn't say that yet. Just check this out. It's moving around there, you know, with that design. Okay, this one, the Slobber Knocker, I would say there isn't as much movement of that blade. There's more of a restriction there because of the difference in how that blade is attached to the jig head. Okay, you see the difference? So this one, it's not, like I can have it at that, there's just more movement on this EVO, I would say. More free range movement for that blade, you know, for that blade as compared to this, as compared to the Slobber Knocker. All right, you can just see it's just because of the way it's designed, it just appears that this is going to have more free range, you know, free motion, that blade on the EVO. But maybe not, because this thing could move this way. You know, there's movement this way. It just not as, it just has there's a more point of contact, let's say, with the blade to the jig head as compared to this EVO, where it's just that little point of contact right there. And so this thing can just move all around. So I don't know if that's gonna, you know, be a big deal. Maybe not. But much different blade design, or, you know, just design in general. So now what we'll do is we'll put trailers on these. All right, so what Z-Man has for their bladed jig trailers is the ChatterSpike. And this is a chartreuse and white. I think that'll go good with that white, you know, that white EVO ChatterBait. And this is 4.5 inches. I wish that they had a 3.5 inch version at the tackle shop that I'm at. I don't know even if Z-Man has a 3.5 inch version. I like that 3.5 version for, you know, that 3/8 ounce size. Bigger size, like a 1/2 ounce, I would, you know, I think a 4.5 inch would be better, but this is all I had to choose from. So this is what we're going with. So this is, again, a ChatterSpike, and this is a really cool bladed jig trailer. First thing I really like about it is that it's got just, you know, these slots that just provide less plastic when you're rigging the bait. It's got that Elastec material, so it's really, really stretchy. And then what I like is that the way they did this, it's almost like gill slits of like a shark here. Less plastic. It's going to give this this trailer more action. So I think that's just really cool how they did that. And just a lot of action in that tail. And with a you know, bladed jig trailer, you do not want this to be a curled tail. You want this to be straight, no kind of action in the tail. All of the action is coming from that blade, and the way that blade is shaking that skirt, you know, the main body, and then how it makes this shake. You don't want anything that's going to impede the action of that blade. So again, just make sure that if you know, whatever kind of trailer you're using, that this is straight. Okay, and let's rig this. I was able to get that keeper off, and that is a very sharp hook there, no messing around. So this is Elastec material. It's a little bit different how you rig it. I'm impressed with this skirt. The skirt is really, really uniform. Again, this is $1 cheaper than the Slobber Knocker. So really, really great looking bait here. And we're gonna, let's see, just kind of line up where I think it should go here. Looks like there. So I'm gonna go straight into the head of the bait, straight in, and we're gonna start. You really kind of, with this material, this Elastec material, you really gotta kind of force it to go where you want. So it's kind of bounces as you're, it sort of bounces back at you. It's a really interesting material, but super durable. That's the greatest thing about it. So we're going to come out right there. In that keeper, you can see, force that whole thing on there, like so. And it looks pretty good right there. Alright, so that is the finished product, what it looks like, with that chatter spike on there. I like that little chartreuse. Smallmouth should dig that. And yeah, so that's the finished product with the EVO with the chatter spike on there. All right, now we're going to see Berkley's version of their trailer for a bladed jig, and that is the Power Stinger. This is 3.5 inches. This is pearl white, and this is specifically designed for the Slobber Knocker. And opening up the package here, and that smells more like power bait, which immediately when I smell power bait, I have confidence. I just, you know, especially for smallmouth, it is the deal. So this is a little bit smaller. This is what I would prefer for a 3/8 ounce bait, you know, bladed jig. And what's really cool, just like the chatter spike, they got slots here, a little less plastic to rig through. Interesting design here, this kind of like honeycomb, less plastic, a lot of action. Provides for a lot of action. You can also, if you wanted to add more scent, I would imagine that that would hold scent well, just that honeycomb design. I like this realistic tail. That's really cool. And smells pretty good, pretty good. All the color, you know, to me, the best colors for power bait are like green pumpkin or motor oil. Certain colors like chartreuse or white smells a little bit different. They're using like a little bit different formulation, I think. So it's just, power bait has different smells, but I like that really pungent smell that you can get with some power bait, and that gives me the most confidence. But cool looking bait. Let's rig it up. And again, I kind of don't like that you have to keep, you know, the skirt is sticking together, and I'm kind of noticing more and more strands that are still stuck together, so not a big fan of that. So we will rig this up. It's not as uniform. You can see, I think it's because the skirt is made of power bait material. It's just, it's a little it's not as pretty a skirt as the EVO. But if the smallmouth can smell it, I think that's darn good. So here we go. All right. So I'm just looking here. Basically, it's kind of when that honeycomb starts is where the hook will come out. And we will rig this straight as possible. A lot easier to rig, just, you know, regular plastic, and, you know, as compared to that Elastec material. So we're going to come out right where the beginning of that honeycomb starts, and all the way up on that keeper, and then come back. I could have rigged it. Yeah, that's pretty straight. That's pretty good. So there you go. That's what the finished product looks like. A little bit more compact, you see, as compared to this ChatterSpike. I prefer to use a 3.5 inch, like I said earlier, ChatterSpike, but it's the best we can do right there. So, all right, let's get these tied up and test them. All right, so I tied on the EVO, the ChatterBait EVO. We're going to start out with that, and we'll fish this for, well, let's see here. Let's fish for 2 hours. I'll set my alarm for 2 hours, and here we go. There's a fish. There's a good one, I think. Good enough. Yes! Nice! That didn't take that long. Found some wood, found some current, and voila! And some depth. Heck, I'm sitting in 6.2 feet of water. So, and it is hot. I mean, it's like 90 degrees out right now. But thankfully, there's a breeze. The GoPros are staying on, and we got a smallmouth in the kayak. So the first thing that I'm noticing about this EVO chatterbait is that it's super erratic. Super erratic. I mean, it's almost like when you're, you know, just reeling it right to you, it's just kicking out, you know, back and forth in really unpredictable ways, like a crankbait would. You know, like when a crankbait hits something and it deflects off. When you're retrieving this, it's doing that. It's just kicking out all kinds of different ways that are unpredictable. So that's a big deal to trigger strikes, just erratic, you know, aggressive, erratic action. That'll make fish bite that won't necessarily, wouldn't normally bite. So that's the first thing I'm really noticing about this this EVO chatterbait. Oh boy, there he is. There he is. There he is. This is a pretty green fish right here. Right out of this wood. I was like, golly, it's got enough depth. Sitting in 3 feet, and it's just a tree that's kind of out a ways offshore. And I was like, there's gotta be, you know, a smallmouth in there. And there was. So he's a little bit bigger, so he's gonna need the net. Come here, buddy. In the net you go. All right. Yeah, you got current. You know, the biggest thing about in the summertime, you just want current next to a current break, moving through a current break. And if you've got some depth, which we did, we were sitting at about 3.5 feet there, it all works out very well. So not a bad one there. Hooked perfectly right on the top there. And yeah, so that's 2 on the ChatterBait EVO. And one thing I've noticed too, so I've been fishing around wood, and the thing that's kind of worried me just in general with, you know, fishing a bladed jig around this stuff is just getting snagged. But I've actually been able to walk this thing through wood pretty well. I haven't been snagged yet, and I've just been targeting wood for the most part. So what's kind of cool is that that blade sort of acts as a weed guard. It's just kind of vibrating here, and it's, you know, the way you pull this, it's kind of keeping that hook clear of obstruction. So I'm just in general, I'm noticing that about bladed jigs. So I'm a big fan of that, and it's way, well, let's not say way, but it's more weedless than I thought it would be. So that's awesome. There's a good one right there, I think. Yeah, this is a good one right here. Good one. So far the Evo, I mean, it's like middle of the day. Oh, he's not as big as I thought, but he's not bad. You know, catch him in the middle of the day. I mean, it is hot. Hot, hot, hot. He was in the wood. All right, buddy, you can just come in. I don't think we need the net on you. Yeah, it is one of the hottest days of the summer for sure. How do you have this, buddy? Okay. There you go. Another one for the Evo. Yeah, and that one, you know, the biggest thing is you just need, for the biggest fish, you need depth. If this wood up here had some depth on it, it'd be a really great spot, you know, for bigger fish, because it's got wood and it's got current moving through the wood. For big fish, that spot, because it's shallow, not ideal. So if it had some depth, you know, when this river was higher not that long ago, that would have been an awesome spot. Wow, this fish grabbed it immediately. Immediately it hit and boom, he grabbed it. Wow, this is a good one too. Best one of the day. Yes, big fish. We got a hole right here. This is a nice one right here. Got a little bit of a hole and fast moving, you know, water right into it. And he was just above this. I've never fished this spot before. And this is a real good one. This is more like what we're talking about here, man. Yeah, dude, he ate that Evo, man. Come here, buddy. Right into my net. Yes! Oh my gosh. So far, the Evo is catching them, man. This is a good one. Look at that. And he was hooked really well. That is a good one right there. Beautiful fish. Wow. Let's turn around here. I'm getting all kinds of discombobulated here. Yeah, this is, there's all kinds of, this stretch of river is pretty swift. And there's all kinds of current breaks in the form of rocks through here, big boulders. That's a beautiful fish right there. Nice. All right, buddy. And when you're ready, there he goes. Okay. Yeah, so it isn't super deep here, but you got a lot of, you know, boulders through here and a lot of current. We're looking at, I'm probably sitting in about, well, probably 2.5, 3 feet here. And that fish was just above a hole that was probably about 3.5 feet at the bottom of it. And so I didn't realize that was there. There's kind of riffles above it, and then a hole, and he was actually just above that. So yeah, it's an area I haven't really spent much time. I mean, I've drifted through here before and done really good over here where there's kind of a point, and then it gets into slacker water when the water's higher. But this is a really cool spot here that it's just got some depth and it's got water just pouring into it. So I like. Oh my gosh, that's a big fish. That is a big fish right there. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. This Evo is doing it, man. Doing it. I can't tell how big this fish. I think this. I'm gonna back off this drag. I'm so scared of losing fish anymore. Just backed off this drag just a little bit. This is a good one. This is an interesting spot because it's not super deep, but it's got so much current moving through it and so many current breaks that it's holding some bigger fish on it. And this guy is just full of piss and vinegar, let me tell you. Come here, buddy. Come here, bud. We will put the net upon you like so. Yeah, they're loving the Evo, man. Loving it. I got about an hour left to fish on this thing. This is a beautiful smallmouth, huh? Liking the Evo there, and he's also just hooked really well. Beautiful, beautiful smallmouth there. God, I love it. All right, you tell me when you're ready, buddy. You tell me when you're ready. There you go. Okay. There's one. How big are you? Oh boy. We are in real heavy current right. I have no idea how big this guy is, but caught him out of the riffles there. And they're kind of deeper riffles, which is nice. How big are you, dude? He's fighting like crazy, but you know, he's a smallmouth, so of course he's fighting like crazy. How big are you, bud? Not bad, not bad. All right, we'll put a net on you. Hi, come on here. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, so not a giant, but net worthy. Catching them really good on the ChatterBait EVO. So I'm gaining confidence, you know, and confidence is so critical in fishing. But yeah, this is I haven't lost any fish. The thing hasn't broken, you know, it hasn't broke on me. So I'm happy about that it's working. I've not had such great experience with the weedless chatterbait, so the Evo is definitely a step up. It's working as intended, and I'm digging it, man. It's really, it vibrates like crazy. I'm interested, you know, I got about, I think about 40 minutes left to fish this, and I'm really interested in just telling, you know, figuring out the differences between this Evo and the Slobber Knocker. You know, just kind of, it's going to be really interesting that first cast with the Slobber Knocker, the difference in vibration, if it's going to be more vibration or less. I think it's going to be pretty noticeable. Good. No, looking good. There's one. Oh my God. Nice, nice, nice. I mean, we are thick in the current right here. He was just in a little pocket. I mean, we are like salmon fishing right now. He was just in a little pocket on the shore. And I mean, I got a big old boulder right over here. Come here, buddy. You're not giant. Yeah, it's so shallow and you know, fast current through here that it's just not ideal. We don't have enough depth, and it's just moving way too quick. So, you know, you get a lot of these smallmouth in spots like this. Just, you know, you find them in any kind of, boy, did he have it though. He really had it good. But yeah, the smaller ones just are typically in shallower water with a lot of current, you know, just hiding behind current breaks. We want to find the deeper water. If we found deeper water with current breaks, we'd be in much better shape. So I think we're just going to go downstream a little bit, and hopefully we'll find some little bit deeper water. Like, I mean, 4 foot would be ideal. All right, well, I am going to switch out. It's been about 2 hours, so I am going to switch out the EVO with the the Slobber Knocker, and we will throw this around for 2 hours. It's gonna be a better time of the day for this. So we're getting in the evening now, sun is getting lower. This should actually produce, whoa, let's not try to lose a rod here. This should produce really well. It's gonna be lower light, and typically a really great time just anywhere, but especially on the upper Mississippi. Oh my gosh, did he nail that out? Oh my God. That really stinks. I don't know why he didn't get that. First, it's like, I mean, first missed fish of the day. Slobber Knocker, I don't know if it's anything, you know, to be blamed on the Slobber Knocker, but that is the first missed fish of the day. How big are you, buddy? Oh boy. I don't know how big you are. Oh, hello. God dang it. Lost another one. What is up with that? That's 2 I've lost. I don't get that. There's a good one. Stay on. Stay on. This is a good fish, I think. Yeah, wow. Wow. Biggest fish of the day right here. I just tightened up the drag too. I was like thinking, you know, I'm gonna get over in this slack area over here. This is a great big fish. I mean, talk about airborne. Whew. Come here, buddy. Just weigh yourself out. Yes, you're right where you should have been. Super heavy current, and then it flows into a pool right here, in which we're actually going to take refuge. Oh, you're a good one, dude. You are a good one. Come into my net. Thank you. Oh my gosh, is that awesome. Slobber knocking. All right, well, the Slobber Knocker just redeemed itself. So I don't know that it's anything. I was losing those fish. I doubt it's because of the bait, but it's hard to say yet. Still have about an hour and a half to fish this thing. Look at that one. Isn't that awesome? I freaking love that, man. That's so much darn fun. All right, buddy. Get on this side here. I love these smallmouth on the river. That sucker's got a broad tail. Real thick right there. Beautiful fish. All right, buddy. You tell me when. All right, you're ready. Cool. All right, good one with the Slobber Knocker. Have plenty of time. One of the things that's really interesting about, you know, bladed jigs, I've noticed, is that, you know, you're kind of like, you're fishing sort of in the middle of the water column, and it's kind of, I'm trying to talk dog, and it's kind of like a crankbait in the middle of the water column, And it's got that erratic action, sort of like when that crankbait would hit something, you know, it just deflect off. And so you're getting that on just a regular retrieve in the middle of the water column. This Slobber Knocker, it has more of a thump, you know, that's probably because of this big blade. Whereas the EVO, the ChatterBait EVO, is much more, it's a tighter vibration. This is more of a thumping vibration, I'm noticing. So you guys tell me in the comments if you've got experience with this, you've got experience with just a regular ChatterBait or an EVO. What have you noticed? Have you caught more on a ChatterBait, or you know, what's your success been like on this Slobber Knocker? So this is, again, this is really, I've never fished that EVO before. I fished the Slobber Knocker before, but not, you know, limited experience with it. Haven't fished it a lot, so I don't know. I'm trying to determine which is the better bait. You know, if you're gonna pick one, what's it gonna be? So far, I don't know. Look at that. Look at that. How big are you, buddy? That was awesome, man. This is a really deep hole right here. And I was like, what if I just like slow rolled this thing down this current seam in this deeper water, and it paid off. Boom. With this dude. Come here, buddy. That was cool. That was really cool. He's not as big as I'd like him to be, but I'm not complaining. Chalk it up. Chalk another one up for the Slobber Knocker. Oh my God, that's a big fish right there. Oh my gosh, wood and current. We're gonna go behind this. This might be the biggest fish of the day. Oh boy, hello. Okay, nice and easy, buddy. This is a Slobber Knocker. Oh my gosh. We're just gonna go right behind the tree here. You're right where you should be. You're right where you should have been, buddy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, hello. Oh my gosh, I love doing that. I love doing that. Nice and easy. We're just gonna get into some calmer waters here, and I'm gonna take this net. I'm gonna put you into the net. This is the ugliest net job. I'm pretty good at doing ugly net jobs. So just kill the motor. Oh, yes. Slobber knocking. Come here, buddy. Huh? That's a pretty good one. That's so awesome. Yeah, and he really weird. He had it on the lower jaw there. Wow. That is awesome. Beautiful, beautiful smallmouth. Thank you, buddy. You are awesome. I mean, it's just like, that is such a textbook, you know, textbook spot. Wood, that wood goes all the way out. I mean, several yards. Let's say 25 yards out. I mean, it's a really long tree out here. And I just was working that Slobber Knocker just kind of parallel with it out into deeper water, and boom! Yeah! Man, I don't know what bait is best, honestly. I don't know. They both seem to work. Oh my God. What? I had a snag on that tree, and I'm complaining about it, and it drops in, and I think I'm like, the Slobber Knocker's like fouled or something, and this smallmouth comes and grabs. I don't know how big you are, dude. Like, what is going on here? Not a bad one at all. I'm trying to get closer to this tree. It looks so ideal. Come over here. And I'm snagged and he grabs it. Oh, okay, whatever. I will take it. It was kind of ugly, but it worked. I'm looking for a really big one out of this tree. It's not ideal. It's a little shallower than I thought it was going to be, but I'm trying nonetheless. So yeah, I'm kind of eyeing this tree up and seeing how I can I'm actually perfectly set right now. But yeah, that was odd. Oh wow, wow, holy smokes, hold on, come on, wow, that was a bit of a surprise there. Not expecting a fish right there. Come here, buddy. That was awesome. Now I'll take it. I will take it. A little bit of a non-traditional area. This is a good one. Come on. Sun's getting lower. Maybe they're just starting to move a little bit shallower, feeling a little bit more comfortable. Come here into my net. Thank you. We will take you. You are a short and stocky little fella. I mean, you're not that little. You're, I mean, stocky. Look at that guy. Look at how, like, thick he is right there. That is pretty amazing. Thank you, buddy. Well, that is going to be the day. I don't know. You know, this was not a scientific study by any means to determine, you know, which is better, the Slobber Knocker or the EVO. I liked them both, honestly. I really don't know. I mean, I fished a completely different side of the river with this, with the Slobber Knocker, and, you know, I didn't catch as many with the Slobber Knocker, but it's a different side of the river, and I would argue that the other side is better, you know, where I was using this. So you know, the EVO. So I liked them both. What do you guys think? I'm really curious what you guys think. Both really, really cool baits. I don't know. I really, really like them both. But fun day. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hope you liked the video. I know everybody says it, but it's really important. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like. That means a lot to the algorithm, which is super important. It's all about algorithms anymore. Yeah, so like, and if you haven't already, if you like the channel, what we're doing, please make sure to subscribe.